Now, back to Access Tech Live, a CES special. The latest in tech and accessibility with Stephen Scott and Marc Aflalo.
Yes, we're back on our CES special with myself, Stephen Scott, and Marc Aflalo. Now, Marc, I know we're not physically in Las Vegas ourselves, and I have to say my feet are thankful, but I am feeling the buzz of the show floor. I can hear it in my ears. It is an incredible place to be.
Well, that's excellent because, you know, we've got a guest standing by who's going to bring more of that buzz to us, and I'm super excited to chat with him. But first, before I get into that, Stephen, I got to tell you about some exhibitors and products that we won't have a chance to mention here because there is so much news that comes out of CES, whether it's on the product or service lineup. I've seen press conferences from the Samsungs of the world, the Sonys of the world. But there's a company called Xander with an X, Xander, who have these glasses that you put on, and they actually do live real-time captions in your own native language over your actual world and environment, which is so cool. We've seen a smart mirror by a company named Neurologics that can read vital signs and medical health risks. So you can wake up in the morning, look at the mirror, and find out that, you know, things might be wrong, whether you want to or not. And there's a company called ClearSense that I hope to chat with, honestly, in the near future. They've got an app for hearing assistance. So many cool things that come out of CES every single year.
Yeah, and that's just to name a few, right? But now we're joined by Dr. Fail Ong, the founder of Gyrogear and the inventor of the GyroGlove, which is a wearable piece of technology for people with Parkinson's. Dr. Ong, thank you so much for coming on to Access Tech Live. Tell us about the GyroGlove and what inspired its invention.
Sure. Good morning, guys. So basically what we have here is the world's most advanced hand stabilizer. And this is the GyroGlove for 200 million people around the world with Parkinson's disease and essential tremor. And this morning, I'm joined very warmly by Roberta. She's come all the way down from Canada to join us. And Roberta has advanced Parkinson's, and she's actually wearing one of our products, actually. So again, just to illustrate what we do. So it all started with a 103-year-old lady at the back of a London hospital. So I read medicine at Imperial College, and I came across this lady who had, you know, tomato soup just covered down her front. And, you know, I asked, I was part of the medical team, and we spent half an hour cleaning her up, and I asked nurses, why didn't you do anything about it? And they said, you know, she's 103, forgets your name in 2 minutes, medications doesn't always work. And, you know, what else do you want us to do? Then I asked the nurses, why did you keep, you know, serving soup for her? And they said, that's the only thing on the menu she could eat without choking on. So that's how we came up with the GyroGlove.
How does the glove actually work to counteract the tremors? Because I can only imagine that every single person is a little bit unique in terms of their experiences. So how does it actually counteract what it's experiencing?
All right, so basically what you have inside is a high-performance gyroscope. And that gyroscope spins about 4 times the speed of a jet turbine. But however, in terms of concept, it works exactly like a child's top. So for the top, as with a child's top, whether you push it very gently or very firmly, it always seeks to return to its original position. And similarly, whether you have a mild tremor or a very severe tremor, what it does is that it actually allows, it counteracts those tremors and allows your hands to regain the stability. So let's have a look.
Should have seen me trying to pour coffee without the glove this morning.
Oh, okay.
Well, what does that experience feel like? Are you feeling sensations in your hand? What is it like to wear it?
It's a very mild vibration in the back of my hand. As the day goes on, I don't even notice it. It's an easy equipment piece to wear.
Were you amazed the first time you put that on? I can only imagine that, you know. What was it like? What was that experience like?
Shocked. I couldn't believe it. I put it on, I took it off, and I put it back on again because I couldn't believe that it would eliminate my tremor. You know, and depending on where my tremor's at that day, some days it'll totally take it away. Some days it just takes it down so I can function easier with it. But yeah, for me, it's life-changing.
And let me break in here and just describe the glove for a second for those, obviously. It looks like, there's a glove, the front part that goes over your hand and wraps around your fingers. Yeah. There's like the gyroscope itself is this almost like a ball, like a dial on the top, and it extends down to the forearm a bit with the little control panel. I'm guessing that's what's doing all the computing power, right?
That's the battery.
Yes, that's the battery pack, and it has an advanced sort of electronics package, but that will be reserved for the next generation.
I want to ask you both this question because I think you'll both have very different perspectives on this. But one of the great benefits here is that it's non-invasive and it's not medicine, because you'll know yourself. You probably take quite a bit of Parkinson's medication, I'm sure, and you probably don't want to take another tablet, another piece of or another tablet.
No. My regime is medication every 3 hours at this point in my Parkinson's. At this point, it doesn't eliminate my medication. This isn't a cure for my Parkinson's, but it gives me back some of the freedom in my life. It gives me back some autonomy. It lets me lead my old life the way I used to live it without always having to negotiate my tremor around what I want to do.
And Dr. Fail Ong, maybe you want to react to that as well from a non-medical perspective?
Sure. So I think that, for example, like in Roberta's case as well, right? Her search has, how would you describe your search in terms of how you try to find things for you?
It's hard. There's not a lot of things on the market that will make my day easier. And this makes my day a lot easier. Things that you would take for granted, I don't take for granted. I don't take for granted making a cup of coffee in the morning, or wondering what I'll be able to eat for breakfast because my hand is shaking, or whether I need to button up a blouse or put on a sweater.
Yeah, but Roberta, I think it's really important that you make that distinction between the medication you take and this device. This is an assistive device which helps you, but it's not a replacement for. And I think that's really important to say at this stage.
No.
Because people can very quickly think, oh great, I can get rid of all my medication. No, definitely not.
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But as you advance in your Parkinson's, quite often medication does not work as efficiently. And so this is an option to continue me on the process and make life more livable for me.
Absolutely.
Roberta, it's also, and Dr. Phil, this is, it's a ray of light to people who have been diagnosed with Parkinson's, who might wonder what the future might be like for them. To see devices like this come to market are absolutely insane. I saw a video yesterday, and this must have been quite the experience, with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella walking over to see the glove for the first time.
Absolutely.
What was that like?
So Mr. Nadella came over. He had just completed the big keynote for the conference, and he had taken a couple of minutes just to walk the hall, because there were several startups that interested him, especially on the sort of health tech side and also on the AI and med tech side of things. So those are one of the sort of big topics we talked about yesterday.
The one question that has to be asked is, when is this available?
Yes,
and does this require? Although we're saying it's not medical, does it require any medical clearances to be made available?
All right. So actually, this actually is a medical advice, and so it's US FDA Class 1 registered already, and Australian TGA Class 1 registered as well. And of course, we'll be coming to major markets, internationally as soon as we can. And I think more importantly, this is actually available right now for anyone to purchase over the on our website at gyrogear.co. It's gyrogear.co.
That's amazing. Roberta, thank you for joining the doctor. Thank you both for being there at CES with us. It's a pleasure to chat with you, and I'm so glad that we had a chance to hear that firsthand perspective as well. Coming up on this CES special, we're going to be talking about the future of smart seating. The CEO of Calagon is determined to disrupt the wheelchair industry, and he is coming up next here on our CES special. This is Access Tech Live.
This is Access Tech Live, CES Special. Follow us on social media at Access Tech Live. We'll be right back.